Trans fat. It is a type of fat that is solid at room temperature, and it increases the level of bad cholesterol in the blood and is considered the most dangerous type for human health. We will learn about this type of fat, its food sources, and the most important tips to avoid its health damage. How is trans fat processed? The process of converting fat takes place when oils and fats are subjected to high temperatures and extreme pressure during the manufacturing process. This is done by adding hydrogen to vegetable oils, which leads to their transformation into solid fats at room temperature. Compared to unsaturated fats and saturated fats, they are the most dangerous types for human health, as it is found in many processed foods, and since the consumption of trans fats is unhealthy and dangerous, it is subject to severe control or even banned in many countries of the world. However, it is still widely consumed in many countries, resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths each year. Types of trans fats and their sources. 1. Natural trans fats. This type is produced in the intestines of some animals by bacteria when digesting grass, and it is present in small quantities in foods taken from these animals, such as meat and dairy. For example, butter contains about 3% trans fat. 2. Hydrogenated fats or industrial. And companies produce it by adding hydrogen atoms to carbon atoms, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in 2013 considered this type found in many processed foods harmful to health and is no longer recognized. Where are trans fats found? Most trans fats come in processed foods, and despite the spread of awareness campaigns about their dangers in many countries, they are still widely found in most countries of the world. Trans fats include the following foods. 1. Industrial butter and vegetable ghee. 2. Manufactured products such as cakes, biscuits, sweets, and chocolate. 3. Fried foods such as French fries and fast food. 4. Cakes, pies, crackers, and frozen pizza. 5. Coffee cream made from materials other than milk. 6. Red meat, eggs, and high-fat cheese. 7. Fats extracted from animals. Knowing that some animal foods such as red meat, dairy products, and eggs contain a small percentage of trans fats, and may not cause a problem if they are of the natural kind. Trans fat damage. The body does not need this type of fat, but an increase in its intake causes health problems such as 1. Cardiovascular diseases. Studies show that consuming this kind instead of other types of fats or carbohydrates increases the risk of high levels of harmful LDL cholesterol, and reducing levels of good HDL cholesterol increases the risk of cholesterol accumulation on the inner walls of the arteries, such as coronary artery disease, which may cause heart disease and stroke. Ischemic. 2. Obesity and weight gain. Many of the foods consumed daily contain large amounts of these fats, such as some baked goods and fast food, which increases the risk of obesity with an increase in the rate of consumption for the daily need of the body in calories. 3. Type 2 diabetes. One of the sources shows that the relationship between diabetes and the consumption of harmful fats is not fully clear, as there are many studies indicating an increased risk of developing diabetes by 40%, while other studies indicate that there is no relationship between them. Despite the mixed results of studies between the pros and cons in general, trans fats in general cause obesity, which is considered one of the most important factors in the incidence of diabetes, or other associated diseases, on the general health of man. Why are trans fats produced? Unsaturated liquid fats such as vegetable oils are hydrogenated to produce more saturated fats, which have desirable properties. For example, 1. The shelf life of fats is related to the degree of saturation. Unsaturated fats are susceptible to oxidation, while saturated fats have a long shelf life. 2. Hydrogenation increases product shelf life and reduces refrigeration requirements. 3. Many baked foods require a semi-solid fat to suspend the solids at room temperature. 4. Partially hydrogenated oils have the right consistency to replace animal fat such as butter and lard at a lower cost. 5. It is an inexpensive alternative to other oils such as palm oil. It has helped the spread of saturated fat is used excessively by global restaurant chains and fast food in all parts of the world. However, in many countries, there have been campaigns launched by activists to draw attention to the issue and change the practices of food manufacturers. Important tips to avoid the harmful effects of trans fats. Read the nutritional information on food packages. Don't generally have too much fat in your diet, and try not to exceed 30% of your total calories. Try to avoid fast food and processed foods as much as possible, and replace them with foods that contain unsaturated fats, like olive oil, canola oil, corn oil, and fat.